we will have a look at it actually on the surface at Colleen. Our vision impaired players, you'll need to rely on your directors to go through the instructions with you. So the first item I'm going to hand out is actually a device that I've started to use, and it's good for anyone on long haul flights as well as in terms of training. So as I said, you've got to warm up all your muscles in ready for competition. So this is a lot more advanced than a handball. You can throw it up against a wall and try and catch it. It's a reflex ball. I actually use it as a massage ball. I use it as a massage ball. I use it on long haul flights. You use it to roll into joints. So any joints that may be a little bit sore, you roll into. And you always use it on long haul flights. So I actually carry a handball on long haul flights, and I carry a reflex ball. I use the reflex ball and the handball in preparation for competition. And I use the
There's big and small. I think that maybe the gentleman.
just the pinpoints and massage points for preparing my muscles for play.
Wait, okay, coming in. That's mom, right? Well, this is a massage. Very hard. I have one.
So as I said, before competition, as you're getting ready to go on the green, you use that on any muscles that you want to loosen up. You can use it to throw up against a wall and try and catch, but it really requires a lot of skill to do that. I predominantly use it as a form of massage. Yeah, there you go, and it goes in different directions. Because it's got different points, it actually rolls in different directions. Alright, what you do, Ellen?
Tricky little things they are.
Sorry. Everything I'm giving you is for you to keep. Squeeze it, warm up your hands. So everything is to keep. So next is a tracker. This is what we're going to use to track our effective bowls. You're going to use it for drills, and you're going to use it for games, and you're going to feed the information back to Helen. So this is all about self-directed training. So I want you all to take it out of the package, and I'll walk you through it once you take it out of the package. Take it out. Take it out and put it on your non-bowling thumb.
It's a tracker. He will explain you how many
If I can see, I won't ask.
he will explain.
Alright, so once you've taken it out of the package, I want you to put it on your non-bowling hand. One of your non-bowling fingers. So I use my thumb, but you're going to have it on your non-bowling finger. Yep. So I bowl with this hand, so it goes on this thumb for me.
Excuse me, I cannot see how to do.
So your director will have to.
No, he can't see.
Yeah, so your director will have to have this
Yeah, the director.
and do it for you.
No.
But when we get to the venue,
Yeah.
we'll work with it. So you just put it on one of your non-bowling fingers, but your director will help you when we get to the venue. Yeah, you wear it. Everyone take it out of the packet and put it on the non-bowling finger. Not on your bowling hand.
Như vậy là đi mà. The pointed finger. Pointed finger.
So I call you side.
After the mother finger.
Alright, so the reason why this tracker is important is because we're going to use it for games from now on. It's going to provide us accurate data on our effective bowls, and it's going to give you so much more information than what you normally would have. So, for example, I used this at the Glasgow trial, so
Wait, listen first. Yes.
Hi guys.
alright, so I used this at the Glasgow trials, right? And I played 3 games, and this was the first time I'd given it all to my players, and I'd brought one to Glasgow trials, and I had it on my non-bowling hand on my thumb. I played 3 games. I won the first 2 games by a couple of shots. I won the 3rd game by about 10, 15, I don't remember. I was in the bathroom, and Karen Murphy says to me, "Hey mate, well done, that was cracker." And I said to her, which game? And she said, "That last game, you just smashed them." I said, "No, I really didn't." I said, "I've got my stats." I said, "The first 2 games, I played more effective bowls, but my opposition played really, really well, which meant that the score was only a small amount. My last game, I played less effective bowls, but my opposition played significantly worse, and so therefore the score indicated that I was smashing it, but I wasn't." I said, "If you want my results, I can show you my results, but I played less effective bowls in that last game." And that's why it's important, because it demonstrates exactly whether or not you're lacking intensity in the first couple of ends. You know you're not pressing that buzzer enough, and then the screen goes black because you haven't been hitting it. And you have to be honest with yourself in terms of your effective bowls. So the big button is what you press every time you've got an effective bowl. In my group at Helensvale, very nice green. I expect them to be within a metre. I've been at Kalang. Your effective zone is a lot wider. We were talking about them. What do you think the effective zone for Kalang is?
I would say 2.5 metres. I'm serious, 2.5 metres out there is an effective bowl.
So my ball's not that bad.
So at Helensvale, I expect them to be within a metre. For you, we're saying 2.5. If you're within that zone, you give yourself a point. Now, if you are scoring yourself and you're figuring out your percentage, and for instance you've played 15 effective bowls and you've played 45 bowls. I had 3 bowls of 15 ends, so that gives me a total of 45 bowls played. And I only played 15 effective bowls, and my score's 33.3%. Now, if I go and do my score, and my score's 85%, I'm lying. I'm not an 85% player. I know I'm not an 85% player. If I'm at 60%, I'm having a solid day. I'm happy with 60%. 60-65% is a very solid day. So do not think that we're asking you to get to that 80-85%. That is just highly inaccurate. You're lying to yourself and you're just not going to achieve your goals. So you have to be honest with yourself. Only score the effective bowls and do not press that button if it wasn't effective. And now, everyone knows what you're doing every time you press the button. So everyone else is going to be watching to see whether or not you're pressing that button and your bowls aren't actually effective. So we're going to have a practice with it when we're at the green. We're going to start to train. Obviously the first few times it's going to take a while for you to learn how to score an effective bowl and keep count of it. Then how to figure out the percentage. And then at the end of each game or training session, you take a photo of the tracker so that you know whether or not you're actually improving as time goes on, or whether or not you're plateauing. You'll also know whether or not you're not starting enough with intensity or you're not finishing with enough intensity, or whether you're plateauing in the middle. So it's just going to keep you more accountable. It also helps you with your championship ends, because all of a sudden you want to press that button and you've got a goal in mind. Well, I'm going to press it 5 times in the next 3 ends. I want 5 times, or I want 8 times, whatever the case may be. All right?
Yep.
So now the dice game.
Nice game.
Dice game. So just for the players, the directors will have to guide the players for this.
Okay, thank you. That needs a player also.
Player?
Yeah.
You need to open it.
Die.
No, need to open it or what? Need to open it or what?
One for you.
No need to open up, bring back home.
Player director.
Ah, boleh buka 2 ya. Nombor 2 aja boleh. Nombor dia. Kena 2 aja, boleh 2 aja.
Thank you.
Ah. Ah, boleh buka 2 3 kali aja. Lebih tak boleh.
Everyone got one? All the players?
Yep.
Bos, boleh saya pinjam 2 bos. Boleh saya pinjam 2 bos.
Alright, before I hand out the instructions, I just want you to have a look at the dice. So these dice, every single colour represents a different skill set. So you go to the surface, you go to the green, and you choose your colour based on what skill you're going to work on. So I'll hand the dice out. Now the reason why I came up with this game is I had a live stream player. Live stream, he has autism. And as I said, the directors will have to help the VIs with these. So my autistic player was very, very bored with training drills. Had no interest in them, and I wasn't getting much out of him. So I had to figure out a game that was going to keep him more interested.
Thank you.
No, he cannot see.
Your daughters can read for
The
you.
doctor read to you.
Yeah, the daughters can read
The
for
doctor
you.
can read to you.
Don't go my doctor.
Okay.
I'm making sure
My doctor study.
I'm making sure the directors have
Real or not?
the directors will have to read it to the VIs.
Saya tak tahu tak apa. Macam mana?
Alright, so
Ambil dia bawa.
this, you want one?
Yes.
So this,
Read for me lah.
Yeah, 696 color line dice.
and one for you.
Tak tahu apa
So
ni.
this game,
She's gonna explain now.
honestly, this program covers absolutely every skill set you could possibly want in order to perform bowls at a very high standard. And never before, ever before, has it been condensed in one fun version. You will get someone say, go out there and do the grouping drill, and you go and you do it, and you're bored, and you do it, and you're bored. This game has every skill set you could possibly learn, and it changes every single time you roll the dice. So the purpose of it is that every colour represents a different skill set. So the orange is our weight control. That's more our grouping, our caterpillar, those drills. The yellow is jack rolling. So for our leads in the room, or those who are first starting out who have a real difficulty in rolling the jack, that's that skill. Then we've got red for driving. When you're playing back end and you really don't know how to play effective weight, you might choose the red skill. Pink is our trail. So I usually get my players to start off with the weight controlled and jack rolling, and then when they've moved on from that, I move them on to the pink, that more trail shot, that gentle shot. More effective bowls. Teal is offline jack roll. So that's where you roll the jack and it's no longer on the line. You're intentionally rolling it off the line and you're starting to do things with the jack off the line. And then we've got blue, which is our mental focus. Again, a skill we cannot forget about. Everyone forgets about it, but our mental focus is highly important in order to compete at a high level. So every single colour represents a different skill set and something else to learn. So what you do is you choose what dice you're going to work on that particular day. You might discuss with Helen, and Helen might say, look, you're at the early stages of your career, you've only just picked up a bowl, we're going to work on the yellow, the jack rolling. Or really, I really think you need to work on more consistency, so I want some more weight control drills from you. Can you please look at the orange dice? Orange a little bit more. And then Helen might say that she really wants you to focus on a couple. You might say you want to focus on a couple, however it goes. Then you go to the surface, the green, and you roll that dice, whatever colour dice you chose. Then, once you roll the dice, it declares the number for you. It declares what particular drill you're going to do. You're going to do that drill and follow that instruction. One way, on your forehand, come back, another way on your backhand. Then you're going to roll it again. Whatever comes up, one way on your forehand, one way on your backhand. You might do 8 ends, and you might have 4 different ones that you've trialled, and you might then go to a different drill. If you want to count your effective bowls, all you do is count how many times you've rolled the dice. Because you roll the dice every second end, you know that you're going to play 8 bowls every time you roll that dice. So it's easy for you to calculate how many effective bowls you've played. So it is a good thing to do to actually calculate your effective bowls for the drills rather than just your games, but it's a must for when you're in a game situation to calculate your effective bowls so that you know and you've got some data to reflect on what you can change. So when we go to the green, I'd like us to take these with us and our dice and our effective counter and actually have a go at working on them, and I can come around and if you've got any questions, which I'm sure you will, there's a lot of information in this, a significant amount of information. If you feel overwhelmed, that's normal, absolutely normal. But don't be resistant to it. It's meant to make you feel very uncomfortable. That's the whole concept, is that the dice dictate to you what you're doing and you don't get to control it. You don't get to choose, you only get to choose a skill set, and the dice is what's fun about it. You might roll a 6 3 times over, and that means you're doing the same thing for 6 ends, or it might be something different every single time.
To recap, so at the training session, you decide the colour, right? You decide the colour first, and then you roll the dice.
And then you roll the dice. So you select your colour, which demonstrates your skill set that you're going to work on, and then you roll that colour dice, and then you go to the number.
So selection of the colour, who decides? Do you decide or together?
I think together you should, because you're going to know the players a little bit more. Look, some players may come to you and say, look, I really feel I'm at a point of starting to figure out whether or not I can play weight. But you may think, well, no, you're really not there yet, because that trail shot, you could really refine and you're not working on your trail shot enough, and I want you doing more teal. So it is something that you should converse with.
So I can say, okay, this group you'll do orange.
Yep.
And then you'll go with dice and you'll do the
Yep, you can. And because you've got rink availability as a problem, it would be better that those who wanted to work on the same colour stuck together. And then at one point when you want to do a different colour, you go with a different group. But because of rink availability, of course, I would try and stick with the same colour being together.
And so if they got a good shot, they just
Press the button,
Oh, okay.
and then the big button, and then when it's time to reset, you press the small button. You take a photo of it, and then you press the small button. So at the end of a game, I take a photo, I then press the small button, and it deletes it.
So submit your result or give me back.
And please know that this is an uncomfortable thing, but this is gold. If I had been given a program like this, I would have been mastering it 15 years ago. But it was all uncommon to me. Like, nobody had spoken to me about drills, nobody had spoken to me about purposeful training or anything like that. And I want to share with you what I've learned across all that time. So please know that it's not going to be comfortable. It's just not. It's unfamiliar. You're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to be a fish out of water, and that's all right. Just stick with it. If you stick with it and give yourself 12 months, I promise you, it's going to make a significant difference.
So for each colour, how long will you do the drills?
Up and back, and then you stay with that. I would stay with that colour for 8 ends, so 4 times. That's my ideal. My ideal is you roll it 4 times, and then you can choose to stay with that colour again or move on to a different colour. But there's usually 2 colours that normally go really well together, and they normally identify what level they're at.
Any purpose of rolling the dice if you already decided that you're going to do 8 ends?
Because the dice determines what skill, you determine what skill, the dice determines how you're going to learn that skill. You don't get to choose how you're going to learn it.
True. I don't choose the colour, but you roll the dice.
No, you choose the colour.
Yes.
So you choose the skill, the dice determines how you're going to learn that skill. So you're not in control. So I might say, I want to learn weight control, right? I'm going to do grouping. Grouping's easy for me. Next end, I'm going to do grouping. Grouping's easy for me. Next end, I'm going to stick with grouping on the forehand. Grouping's easy for me. Love my forehand. The dice won't allow me to do that. The dice is going to push me outside of my comfort
So
zone.
if I get a 6 on the orange dice, then I will follow number 6.
That's right. And you go up and back. Forehand, backhand. And then you roll it again. Forehand, backhand. And then you roll it again. Forehand, backhand.
I see.
So
Okay.
up and down consider
There's 1 dice roll.
one dice.
1 dice. So you do forehand, backhand. That's 1 dice roll. Then you do it again. And so the dice can determine that you do the same thing 3 times over, or it can determine that it's going to change it up. But what it won't let you do is you determine how you're going to learn the skill, because that keeps you in your comfort zone.
You okay? Any question? Not very sure.
Yeah, so look, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming, but we'll have some time on the green, and tomorrow we'll also have some time to try and figure it out. And the BIs, it'll obviously take you a little bit longer because you've got your directors having to read it out to you and help you. Any questions? Alright, so how long is that?
Satu dah. Mas